Hello and welcome to this yoga flow to honor the full moon in Aquarius. My name is Sierra and I'll be your guide today. So Aquarius energy is very eccentric, intuitive, and it really wants us to raise our own inner vibration so that we can help raise the energy of our collective. And today we're going to honor some of Aquarius's spunky attitude while really rooting down into your inner presence. So as you're ready, we will get started in a child's pose together. So take your knees as wide as your mat, come back to sit on your heels, and stretch your arms out long in front of you. Rest your forehead down on the floor, and as you start to lengthen along the sides of your body, close your eyes. Start just by taking a few rounds of deep, full breath here. Allow yourself to settle in. Give yourself some time to just arrive into your body and into your practice. And begin cultivating this inner awareness, this intuitive mind that Aquarius has. As you're ready, begin to activate through your palms. Slowly lift up through your chest and your hips, and we'll come to downward facing dog, tucking your toes, reaching your hips up and back. Take a moment here, bend into the knees a little bit, lengthen across the back body as you reach your hips up and back. And we'll inhale, lift your left leg up high in the sky behind you, and then bend your knee, stack your hips over to the side, reaching your toes to the right edge of your mat. Now keep pressing down through both hands, really strong here as you lengthen through the side body. And as you exhale, slowly release back, downward facing dog. Use another inhale breath. Right side now, lift your right leg up nice and high, reach out through the toes. And as you exhale, bend your knee and stack your hips. See if you can even out the weights in your shoulders, making them as parallel towards the floor as you can here. And then gently release back, downward facing dog. Use an inhale breath to roll forward, plank pose. Draw your shoulders over your wrists. And as you exhale, lower all the way down towards the floor and untuck your toes. We'll come up to baby cobra pose as you press into the palms, lift your chest, lift your gaze, and exhale, release back down, tuck your toes, find downward facing dog. Now here we're going to start to walk your hands back your mat about halfway, so you're coming into a really short stance in your downward dog here. Bend the knees a little bit, and then take your right hand, reach for the outer edge of your left ankle. So you're twisting underneath here, maybe gazing under the left arm as you feel the back body twisting here. Breathe into your ribs, expand across the back body. And then slowly unwind, come back to center. When you're ready, second side here, now taking the left arm, grabbing hold of outer right ankle, same thing, just a subtle twist, pulling just very gently against your ankle here, helping you to get a nice twist in the back body, releasing some stagnant energy as we get started. And then gently release, make your way back to plank pose. Walk your downward dog out, and then as you're ready, exhale, lower all the way down, lift up through the chest into your cobra pose, or maybe upward facing dog if you're ready, and exhale, meet back, downward facing dog. Wonderful. Take a breath here. Beautiful. Settling into your body. And we're going to gaze forward towards the front of your hands. Exhale when you're ready. Step forward now, coming into forward fold at the top of your mat. Let everything relax from the crown of your head to the back of your neck. Good, and now we're going to take your peace fingers, take hold of your big toes, still in your forward fold here. Use an exhale breath, Tadasana. Pull gently against your big toes, letting your elbows open out to the sides and helping you to deepen into this forward fold here just a bit. See if you can keep the shoulders relaxed down the back body here. Relax the crown of your head towards the floor. Feel your hip points reaching up. Continue to deepen your breath. One more here. And gently release the grip of your toes. Find a halfway lift as you breathe in. And then bring your hands to your hips. Exhale, we'll stand all the way up, finding Tadasana, standing at the top of your mat. As you inhale, draw your hands up towards the sky. Take hold of your fingertips. And we're going to exhale, Crescent Lunge. So send your hips slightly to the left as you reach up and over towards the right with your hands. So you're making a big crescent moon shape here with your body. Even out the weight in your feet here. Breathe in as you reach. Come back to center, exhale. Take an inhale, find center. And exhale, second side. Send your hips now over to the right and reach your fingertips up and over to the left. And wringing out the body here. Getting rid of some stagnant energy here. Find yourself at center. Big inhale breath. And as you exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift as you breathe in, and exhale, plant the hands, come back to a plank pose, lowering half or all the way down into your vinyasa. Inhale into cobra pose or upward facing dog, and exhale, find downward facing dog. Reach your hips up and back. Now we're going to move into warrior one from here. So inhale, lift the left leg up high behind you and bend the knees, step forward, setting up for warrior one. So place the left foot between your hands and let your back heel find the ground. Press down into your feet, rise up with a full breath in, squaring the hips forward and reaching the hands up high. Bending strongly into the front knee, but see if you can lift that back thigh up away from the mat just a little bit, press into the back pinky toe. Nice, beautiful and strong here. Use an exhale breath to let your hands come back down to the floor. Moving through another vinyasa here if you like. You can exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, open up through the heart and the front body. Exhale, meeting in downward facing dog. And we'll start the second side with your breath when you're ready. Inhale, lift the right leg up high. And exhale, bend the knee, step forward, coming into warrior one on the second side. Back heel finds the floor, hips squared forward. Rise up with a breath in, starting with that strong foundation through your feet. Rooting down, rising up. Taking your gaze forward with strength, with determination. One more breath. And use an exhale, hands find the floor, step back, plank pose. Maybe use an extra inhale breath in your plank. And when you're ready, exhale, we'll lower all the way down. Open up your heart, big inhale breath here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, take a few breaths here to settle. Maybe noticing how movement can help clear our minds, help us find that inner spaciousness that our Aquarius Full Moon wants from us. As you inhale, look forward towards your fingertips, and we'll step forward again to a forward fold, nice and easy, relaxed from the crown of your head. Inhale, lift up halfway, nice flat back. And exhale, fold back in, nice and easy. We'll root down through your feet, rise up through your torso and your arms. Big reach up through the hands. Exhale, hands to heart center. Tadasana, top of your mat. Wonderful. Now we'll step out long to the side of your mat. So step the left foot back out behind you, stepping out wide. Bring your heels in and your toes out. We're going to move through goddess. So inhale, draw the arms out to the sides, big and wide, take up space. And as you exhale, bend your knees, bend your elbows, sit low. We're going to move with the breath here. Inhale, stretch up and out. And as you exhale, bend again. And I want to invite you to do some organic movement here. So maybe you reach down and touch the floor as you exhale. Breathe in, reach up, take up space. Exhale, lower down, and really kind of wiggle around here. We're honoring this authentic and creative energy of Aquarius. So just take a few breaths here. Inhaling to stretch up and out. Exhaling to lower down. Beautiful. Inhale, stretch up and out here. When you're ready, we're going to move into Warrior Two. So point the front toes forward. When you're ready, bend into the right knee. Left leg is stretched out long behind you. Both of your arms stretch out really long and strong. Good. Gazing over the front fingertips. Strengthen your heart. Strengthen your legs. Inhale, we'll open your palms up towards the sky. Straighten the front leg and come back to a peaceful warrior with a straight front leg. So let your back hand rest down your back thigh. Stretch up and out through your right fingertips and lengthen into the right side body. And breathe in here. And as you exhale, come forward with the arms. Front leg is still straight. We're going to lower down into triangle pose. So as you exhale, reach forward with the right hand. Hips shift back just a little bit. Trying to stack the shoulders and the hips here as your top hand reaches up towards the sky. Breathing into the back of your front leg here as well. Full big breath in. And now exhale, drop your right hand down to the floor to meet your left. We're going to move into pyramid pose. So come onto the ball of your back foot and then maybe hop the back foot in a couple paces. Inhale, lift up through the chest, square your hips and square your shoulders forward. And exhale, soften in, nose towards your knee, rounding slightly through the back body. This is a pretty intense forward fold here, so be easy with yourself. If you have to shorten your stance or bend the knees a little bit, that's okay. Wherever you go, make sure your breath can be full and intentional. And then exhale, lift the gaze. Plant your hands onto the floor. We're going to step back to a downward facing dog. So step the back foot back first and then your right. Playing a little bit with some wild thing here. So you're going to lift the right leg up high in the sky behind you, just like we did before. Bend your knee and stack your hips, just like we did in the beginning. If you want to try for wild thing, reach all the way back with your right toes touching the ground behind you and lift your right hand up off of the mat, stretching the right fingertips forward and lengthening into the side body for wild thing. Good, wherever you go, take a big full breath. And exhale, reach back down to the floor with your right hand. Bring the right leg back up behind you. Now bend the knee, come forward with your right knee. You're going to shoot the right leg out long underneath you, this time letting the left hand reach up and out. Good. Right palm is down, left foot is down. Breathe into this revolve wild thing for a moment. And then when you're ready, softly reset. Stretch the right leg back out behind you and meet in downward facing dog. Good. Roll forward, inhale, plank pose. Exhale, lower all the way down. Big inhale, open up into the heart. And exhale, downward facing dog. Good job, guys. Take a big full breath here. Exhale, let everything go. And just coming back to stillness, coming back to your body. Even if that sequence felt a little bit difficult for you, it's okay. We're just here to play and have fun, right? Honoring that creativity, that authenticity of Aquarius. It's okay if we maybe flopped around a little bit. Take a breath. Inhale, look forward towards your fingertips. And we'll exhale, step forward to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Good, bend the knees, reach the arms out to the sides and up to the sky. And exhale, find your Tadasana. Good. Now we're going to take the same sequence on the second side. So this time, step your right leg back out long behind you. We're going to come into our goddess flow. Inhale, draw your arms up and out. Take up space with a big breath in. Exhale, bend your knees and bend your arms. Now remember to move fluidly here with your breath. Inhale to stretch up and out. Exhale to sit low. Good. Take any other movements you like here. Just flowing with your breath. Don't be afraid to get a little weird with it. Good. Inhale, stretch up and out. One more time. Exhale, prepare for warrior two on the second side so that your front toes point forward. When you're ready, bend into the front knee. Stretch the arms out nice and wide. Good. Settle into your hips. Back leg is still really strong. Gaze is strong over the front fingers. When you're ready, open your palms up towards the sky. Straighten that front leg and exhale, reach back for a peaceful warrior variation. Right hand is relaxed on the back thigh, left arm stretching up and back behind you. Really reach out from the left hip here. As you inhale, lift up with the torso and the arms and exhale into your triangle pose. Let the hips shift back just a little bit. Left hand can touch down on the floor and let your right arm stretch up towards the ceiling. Good, long, strong spine here. Reach the crown of your head forward. Exhale, let the right hand find the floor. We're going to move towards our pyramid pose. So come onto the ball of your right foot and hop the right foot in a couple paces. If you need to bend the knees here, that's okay. Just take an inhale, pull the heart forward and shift the hips squared back behind you. And exhale, fold forward, letting your nose fall towards your knee. Now it's okay if you don't get very deep here in this pose. It's never about how deep we can go, but how present we can be with ourselves and our ability to meet our bodies where they are. One more breath. And inhale, you're going to start to look forward. Plant both of your hands down and step your way back to a downward facing dog, stepping the right foot back first and then the left. All right, who's ready to play with Wild Thing again here? This time lift your left leg up back behind you and then bend the knee, stack the hips, reaching your toes over towards the right. Now feel free to stay here, or you can keep pivoting until those toes touch down on the ground behind you. Lift the left hand up off of the mat, stretching it out in front of you. Lengthen from the whole left side body. Take up space. You look so cool. And as you exhale, plant the left hand back down and come back to your three-limb dog. Square the hips, left leg reach out long behind you. You got this. Bend your knee, shift forward, knee in towards your belly, and now step the left foot out towards the right edge of the mat here underneath you. Open up, lift the right hand up, stretching it out in front of you. Twisted Wild Thing here. Wherever you go, just have fun, even if it doesn't look perfect, that's okay. And exhale, plant the right hand back down, lift the left leg back up behind you one more time, and exhale, find downward facing dog. If you'd like, you can come forward for one more vinyasa or stay in downward facing dog here. Honor your breath, honor your body. Good. Now when you're ready, we'll look forward with an inhale breath. Again, coming to forward fold at the top of your mat. Step both your feet underneath you. Good, root down through your feet, bend the knees, reach up as you breathe in, stand up tall. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Wonderful. Now take your feet as wide as your hips here. We're going to take another forward fold here as we start to relax. Hinge from your hips, beginning to draw the crown of your head towards the floor. Bend your knees just a little bit if there's any tightness in the low back. And now I want you to take hold of your opposite elbows here, hanging in a rag doll. So now we're going to start to cultivate that third eye that I think Aquarius is so beautifully known for. As you relax here, you can begin to maybe release the neck by shaking the head no and nodding yes. Close the eyes and start to take some big open mouth exhales. And taking all of that movement and allowing it to settle in the body. Really finding our presence through a bit of stillness here. Just a few more breaths here. Now gently release the hands and we'll slowly stand up. Stack the bones of your spine one at a time. Keep your chin and head really heavy until you can come all the way up to stand. Allow your shoulders to square over your hips. Find yourself standing. We'll move through one last vinyasa here together, taking it really, really slow. Inhale, reach up towards the sky. And exhale, fold forward. See if you can make this your most intentional vinyasa ever. Lift up halfway, inhale breath. And exhale, plant your hands, step back to a plank pose. Lowering down, lifting up with the heart. Downward facing dog, exhale. Wonderful job, you guys. Now we're going to come down to a seat. So find your bum on the floor and your legs out in front of you. And we're going to start here, moving towards cow face pose or Gomukhasana. Start with the soles of your feet in towards one another, like butterfly legs. Now I want you to draw the right foot in close towards your body. Thread your right leg underneath your left. You're going to reach the right heel towards your outer left hip. Now take the left leg, place it over top of your right, and move the left heel towards your right hip. So you're aiming to stack your knees one on top of the other here, but if you need, you can place a block in between your knees for some space, or place a block underneath your seat. Give yourself some space to be comfortable here. Now we're going to take the right arm up high, bend from the elbow, reach your right hand down the back, and then take your left arm, reach back behind you, bending from the elbow and reaching up. Now you're trying to clasp your fingertips here. If you need to, you can take hold of your shirt or a strap or a belt. And as you breathe in, lengthen the elbows away from one another and open up through the chest. Close the eyes here once you've found a position that you can sustain for a moment. Settle into your hips. Open up through the chest. And I want you to imagine here that you are sort of stoking your inner energy. And so maybe you can see the energy of your body radiating around your heart, or maybe it's coming out of your third eye. Wherever you feel sort of your prana, your inner energy, I want you to imagine that you could stoke it with your breath. Increase your inner light here with your breath. And slowly begin to unwind. First with the arms, reach around, give yourself a big hug for a little counter stretch here, grabbing opposite shoulders. And then bring the hands back beside you. Slowly unwind with the legs. If you need to use your hands to help pry yourself open, that's okay. Maybe take a few windshield wipers with the knees here, letting them fall side to side, just to release the hips and the low back a little bit. This is a pretty intense pose, so give yourself time to reset. And when you're ready, we'll come into the second side. This time, left leg will be on bottom. So thread the left leg underneath the right. Heel still goes towards opposite hip, but this time right leg steps on top here. And again, allow yourself some time to shift. Knees are kind of stacked on one another. If they're not, that's okay. Remember, you can use your block or any props that you like. And then we'll lift the left hand up, bend from the elbow, and right arm goes underneath you. Again, clasping here, either your hands the back of your shirt. Even though this pose might not feel the most comfortable, see if you can bring a little bit of softness to it. So maybe there are some places where we're intentionally holding on to some tension. It might even be subconscious, maybe in the jaw or the brow. Wherever you go, see if you can just relax. Let yourself soften. And now, all that energy that we stoked in our heart or in our third eyes here, I want you to imagine as you exhale, radiating that energy out around your body, sending it out into the world. And we will slowly unwind. Start with the arms first. Again, reach around. Give yourself a big old hug. And you can slowly start to unwind from the legs. And stepping them out. And again, maybe let them fall side to side like little windshield wipers here. Awesome job, you guys. Whenever you're ready here, we're going to make our way down onto our backs. Bring your knees in towards your chest when you get there. Just give yourself a hug. Maybe massaging your back onto the floor here. If there are any other movements that are calling to you, take a breath for those here. Now we're going to close with shoulder stand and plow pose. So bring your feet to the floor and then roll the shoulder blades underneath you. Press your palms down really strong onto the mat, so you're really strong across the back body, and then draw your knees in towards your chest. As you press down in your shoulders and your palms, draw your knees all the way in towards your chin and lift your hips up off the mat, reach your toes up towards the sky. You're going to bring your hands to support your low back. See if you can point your elbows forward underneath you. Now you shouldn't feel any pinching in the neck here. You should feel most of the weight distributed across the tops of your shoulders and maybe the very back of your head here. Reach out through the toes and then feel your blood, your energy, your prana begin to flow back inwards towards your heart, your belly, your womb space. And feel all of that nourishing energy sort of replenish itself here. As we move towards plow pose, keep the legs straight, flex your feet, and start to reach your toes back behind you, behind your mat, behind your head. You can place your hands onto the floor, touch your toes back behind you, or if you can't quite reach, you find this really difficult, you could bend the knees and let your legs sort of frame your face here. But if you can, straighten out through the legs here, coming into plow pose, and really breathing into the back body here. This is a really powerful pose for cleansing the body, for sort of awakening your inner presence, awakening your third eye. Just take a few breaths here. Remembering to find softness anywhere you can. When you're ready, bring your hands back to your low back, draw your knees in towards your chest, come back to shoulder stand for one more breath, and then bring your knees in towards your chin, hands find the floor, and slowly roll yourself down onto the floor, one vertebrae at a time, finally letting your low back and your feet touch the floor. Now let's take one final set of windshield wipers here, letting your knees fall side to side. And then when you're ready, stretching yourself out into your beautiful Shavasana, letting your heels find the corner edges of your mat. Let your hands rest down by your sides. Close your eyes here and just take a quick scan of your body, starting at the crown of your head, and seeing if there's anywhere where you can let go of some tension. And allowing your breath to be natural and soft here. Allowing yourself amongst all of the energy, all of the doing of every day. Just allow yourself to be here for just a moment. When you're ready here, slowly begin to reawaken through the body. And draw your knees in towards you, rolling gently over to one side. Taking all of the time you need to eventually come up into a seat. We'll close here together with a very brief meditation. Come to sit. Draw your hands up to your hearts and then place your palms against your hearts, one stacked on top of the other. And just breathe into this inner spaciousness, this inner knowing that we all have. You feel that energy circulating from your heart up into your third eye and then back down. Remembering that we are all innately spiritual, magical beings. And that sometimes we just need to remember to give ourselves a little bit of space to remember that. If you have any full moon intentions that you would like to set for yourself here, ways that you can honor your own authenticity, ways that you can break molds in your own life, set those for yourself here now. And I thank you all so much for your practice. I'm wishing you all of the full moon blessings. Thank you for joining me on the mat today. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.